I'd like to call the Land and Facilities Management Committee meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Henry LaFont?
Here.
Mr. Myron Wright? Ms. Marion Fertitta?
Here.
You have a forum, sir?
Yeah. Item 2A, to receive a report from Travis Parker on Hurricane Ida projects. Ms. Parker.
Good evening. We got Golden Meadow buildings 4, 5, and 10. Ida repairs, guardrails, hand ramps, siding, bleachers have been removed, windows have been fixed, interior and exterior painting has been done. We have 1, 2, 3. Yep. Change order request 2, 3, 4, and 5 outstanding right now. And we have the Golden Meadow gate project, which is under review for architectural contracts and contractor contracts.
Thank you, Ms. Parker. Any public comment or questions? Any board comment or questions? If not, we can move to item B. To consider a change order request for the Hurricane Ida Golden Meadow Middle School buildings 4, 5, and 10 repair project.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, the recommended action is to accept the change order request for various changes to the scope of work in the sum total of $60,210.17, plus a design fee adjustment of $4,056.57, for a total contract adjustment amount of $64,266.74 at the Golden Meadow Middle School Building 4, 5, and 10. The breakdown of the various scope changes are $1,855.28 for additional VCT flooring that was discovered at the field house once we started opening up. Picciola found some additional damage there. We have a credit of $25,115.92. I removed the scope of work to redo the basketball court, and we will be adding it into the big major project. It'll just make more sense in the floor work to do it at that time. $9,573.98, and add today's 10 days for the removal of storm debris discovered on the neighbor's property. This is a portable building that was along the fence line that Ida blew across the fence, across the neighboring property, and has been sitting there this whole time. It was discovered, I guess, about maybe 6-9 months ago. So we need to go in there and pick it up. This will clean that up. We'll have them sign a release to release us to do it and work with the neighbor on that. We're also asking for $73,896.83 to bead blast the gym walls in the gymnasium. This would strip everything down to the original bricks, the original tile, to coincide with the rest of the repairs going there. I will mention we did have another bid of $53,000 to paint it, and after looking at previous attempts that were made, I think the district was just setting it up to repaint it and repaint it and repaint it to where we are now, right? The paint is just peeling like an orange. So I'm recommending we just blast it and go back to just bare brick and roll with it like that. So that is the breakdown. So moved by Ms. Fertitta, second by Mr. LaFont. Any public comment? Any board comment? Is that Mr. Showman's fault?
Next to it. He'll be happy to hear that.
All right, let's vote, please. Motion carries. Item 3, Salas O'Brien to receive a report from Doug Darcy on the fan call unit replacement project at Cutoff Elementary School. Mr. Darcy. No rain,
We executed the contract, last week, and so we're just really getting started. We had a pre-construction meeting yesterday, and, the contractor's gonna, develop and present, a work schedule, so, all of that will be reported in the next probably 3 or 4 weeks.
The contractor is Baluch, out of Homa. They plan on starting the 24th, the day after school lets out. So probably won't have you back here, Doug, until maybe the June meeting. But we'll have something.
And we'll have something once the contractor gets delivery dates on equipment and be able to develop a more accurate construction schedule.
Now, the contractor did mention supply chain issues are about the same, right? They're better, but what he's saying has really improved is what they tell you now doesn't change. Where when they say it's 6 weeks, it's been staying that it's 6 weeks, where before, they would given them and they probably didn't know themselves. But he said the number they're giving now, right, is kind of
fairly
old.
accurate. Yes, it is old. For the most part.
Any questions for Mr. Darcy? Okay, thank you, Mr. Darcy. Item 4, Gossen Holloway Cortez, to receive a report from Justin Cortez on the St. Charles Elementary School Classroom Addition Project. Mr. Cortez.
Good evening, board members. I'll give you all a brief summary of all the work that's happened to date and give you a picture of where we're at. Subsurface storm drainage is continuing to be installed throughout the project site. The concrete blockwork has been cleaned and prepped for painting on the interior of the building. The concrete blockwork has been filled with insulating foam, and the exterior of the blockwork has been, the liquid applied vapor barrier has been applied. So the building's being blacked in right now. The masonry mock-up wall was reviewed by us and the owner, and approval was given to the contractor to proceed. They're going to be ordering the brick and mortar, so within the next 2 weeks, we should see bricks starting to go up on the project. Roofing system is currently 75% installed. Once all the brick is installed, they'll be able to finish the roofing and get it to 100%. Sprinkler system is nearing completion, and currently the above ceiling rough-ins for plumbing and electrical systems, along with all the HVAC ductwork and all the units are currently being worked on.
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you, Mr. Cortez. Jeremy Bruce Architects to receive a report from Daniel Bruce on the Lafourche Parish School District Bus Yard Facility Project.
Good evening, everyone. Well, we broke ground Friday. Contractor is going to be mobilizing to the site now. Their day one was Monday, April 14th, with a 300 calendar day contract time. So a completion date sometime in February of 2026. We're talking about 2026. So that's where we are. So it's basically we're in its infancy and we're moving forward.
Thank you, Mr. Bruce. Any questions for Mr. Bruce? Item B, to consider a change order request for the Lafourche Parish School District Bus Yard Facility Project. Chairman.
Yes, sir. 1 day in already. The recommended action is to accept the change order request in the sum of $583 to purchase and install the project information sign for the LSD bus yard facility project.
Move Ms. Petita, second Mr. LaFont. Any public comment? Any board comment? If not, let's vote.
I was hoping you weren't asking for a rainy day.
Oh, we would have to talk about that one.
Yeah.
It won't ever rain for the next 300 days.
Thank you. Motion carries. Item C, to receive a report from Daniel Bruce on hurricane item projects.
All right, so we have the Golden Meadow Elementary School, South Lafourche, project ongoing. The contractor is at Golden Meadow Lower Elementary School currently. They are removing and replacing the wet insulation that was discovered on the roof actively. So they're probably about 40% done with that scope of work. They've begun installing the base ply over that work as well, and they're going well. So no hiccups yet. So
Mr. Bob will have some pictures of the roofing, project.
And item D, to consider a change order request for Golden Meadow Lower Elementary School and South Lafourche High School Hurricane Ida projects.
Yes, sir. The recommended action is to accept the change order request and the credit sum of $4,500 to omit hydronic insulation repairs for the Golden Meadow Lower Elementary School and South Lafourche High School Ida repairs project. This is pipe insulation that was scheduled to be done at South Lafourche High School, but as you know, we're redoing all the piping, so we're redoing the insulation on the other big project, so we're just pulling this out of the scope. So it's a $4,500 credit will be taken.
Ms. Petita, second, Mr. LaFont. Any public comment? Any board comment? Let's please vote. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Bruce.
all right, have a good evening.
Castagnus and Goodwin Utley Engineers to receive a report from Robert Utley on the Bayou Blue Middle School boiler replacement project. Mr. Utley.
Good afternoon. This is for information purposes only, no action items on these things. The first project we're discussing here is the boiler project at Bayou Blue Middle School. It's a replacement of two boilers with much more high efficiency boilers and making some room in there so they can do some maintenance in there finally. They've already completed and requested substantial completion, so that's going to be done. We're doing our walkthrough tomorrow too. And we will be writing up a punch list at that time for them to do any pickups on things that they may have missed. So we'll be wrapping that up. By the time the next meeting happens, they'll have hopefully completed their punch list, and we can report on that. And they'll just be waiting for their clear lien certificate.
Thank you, Mr. Utley. And item B and C, I see you have two more reports, one on South Lafourche High School sanitary and also a Hurricane Ida project. Just go ahead and
Okay.
those two reports.
The sanitary piping project that's been awarded, contract signed, everything's recorded. Due to noise potential of this project, we're going to start it after the school ends this year, this spring, and we'll be starting it up during the summer. It's going to be a short project, 30 days, but we, due to the setting of anchors, the noise will it's the raised section and they'll be under the building. Noise would travel across there and disturb testing and everything. So the contractor has agreed to go ahead and wait until the start of summer. Okay, any questions on that project? Okay, the HVAC project at Galliano Elementary School, that project has been, we've received contracts and they've all been recorded, and we've had our kickoff meeting on this project, and so they have equipment on order for this. And they'll be starting and doing that during the summer also.
Any questions for Mr. Utley? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Planus Design Group to receive a report from Blaise Dufresne on the field house roof projects at Central Lafourche High School and Pivotal High School. Mr. Dufresne.
Hi, how you doing? All right, so the field house projects, we advertised the project yesterday on April 15th, and we have a bid time scheduled for 2 p.m. on May 20th. I'm going to present that to your committee on the 28th, and hopefully we'll issue a notice to proceed on that project by mid-June of this year.
And also you have a report item B on Hurricane Ida projects. Mr. Dufresne?
So, this is the Hurricane Ida repairs at Bible Middle School Gymnasium. We did have a pre-construction meeting on April 1st, and we issued a notice to proceed on that date. We reviewed submittals from them, the roofing submittals, and actually a few flooring submittals already. So they're procuring their materials. Due to leak testing, I believe they're scheduled, and I got a copy of their construction schedule day before yesterday, which I need to send to John. But they indicated that they would start the week after leak testing was finished, which was, I think it's May 12th. May 12th. So we're still looking at 100 days and being finished with that job by July 10th.
Any questions? And item C, to consider bids for the Hurricane Ida miscellaneous repairs project at multiple campuses.
Yes, let me just give the recommended action, is to accept the low bid from Picciola Construction Company, Inc. with a base bid of $314,000 with design fees in the amount of $35,195 for a total project amount of $349,195 for the Hurricane Ida miscellaneous repairs at multiple campuses.
Move Ms. Fatita, second Mr. LaFont. Share me an explanation of that.
Please, how many we had bidders?
Let's see, right here.
We had a very good turnout for this.
7. And 7.
Yes, yes. And if you look at the field, the numbers were all within range. It was a very good bid, and then Picciola is actually under our original OPC, so.
Okay, any questions? Public comment? Board comment? If not, let's vote, please. Item passes. Thank you, Mr. Dufresne.
All right, thank you. It was 10.
Item 8, and All South Consulting Engineers to receive a report from my buddy Bob Benoit with All South Coasting on Hurricane Ida changes.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. All right, let's go driving. Let's go straight to the pictures, if you would. We'll start with that.
Look at Jim Walls, we was talking about the painting that's going in there.
It looks terrible in there.
Yeah. So that's the I-beams that's gonna go up. That's part of the roof hardening system that we got, that needs to be done, to meet current wind code. So those I-beams are gonna go up in the framing above. You can go on to the next picture. And the blue lines just represent how they're gonna be oriented, but that's gonna go up throughout the whole gym. So quite a bit of work to get that done, but, they're on it and, proceeding. Okay, next one. So demolition at Bayou Buff has started, and this is just an oversight. We'll get some drone footage, I'm sure, from Andy once he gets out there, but he usually does that, which will show, before and after. But this is before. I don't have an after yet, but anyway, Building 15 and Red Schoolhouse are the only two buildings that's going to remain, right? Everything else is coming out. So you can go on to the next picture. And you can see that's where the portable buildings were, and in the background is Building 15. So they're cleaning up the last portable. To the right is Building 8A and 8B. You can go on to the next one. And that's showing that building. So, that has now been picked up, cleaned up. Next picture. Just a different view of Building 8 to the left, and to the right is Buildings 1 and 2, the admin building and cafeteria. So those guys are coming down as we speak, and they're moving, pretty good ahead of schedule. So they should be wrapping up within the next 4 weeks or so. Okay. Moving on, this is what John was talking about at Golden Meadow Lower. The bad insulation, damaged wet insulation has been taken out, and that's a repair work ongoing at that campus. Next one. just another picture of, the work going on. Daniel, does that roof get, overlaid?
Yes.
The entire roof gets a new overlay with a 20-year warranty, so, there'll be another campus or another building that will have that, 20-year new roof, warranty on it. And next one, just more of the same. Next one, if there's any more? Okay, we're gonna get to that later. That's the, schedule. All right, going through things that weren't covered, go to middle roof repairs on building 1. You know the ongoing story with this one, right? This is a Hubs project that we're having difficulty with them finishing. We had some pretty good movement, we think. The surety company is gonna come in and assume responsibility, and they're gonna work, we hope, directly with Coleman's Roofing. That's the contractor that was gonna do it for Hubs Roofing. They need to get all new material. The material that was out there is no good. It's been exposed to weather, rust, so they need to order new material, which should take about 2 to 3 weeks to come in once they finalize everything. The ice and water shield is past this life expectancy. So that's the temporary roof basically that's on there now. That's gonna have to get a new covering put on top of it. So that work has to be done. So we're hoping within that 3 weeks that we're waiting for material to come in, they can get that new ice and water shield put in and then be ready for the new roof work to start at that time. Work would take about 4 to 6 weeks to complete once they get material. So that's where we are with that project. Any questions? Okay. We didn't talk about the new project. We're in the contract phase with Delcon. So they're going to be starting probably within 4 to 6 weeks, or not starting, but they'll be under contract, ready to get things rolling. So good news on that. Looking forward to getting that work started. I'm sure they're going to start with demolition of building 3-6 would be the first thing, and then get the surcharge in, get that part ready for the new building to go up sometime in the fall of this year. Bayou Buff we covered. All right, Central Lafourche, CM Washington, and Thibodeau High School. Kind of dragging with cotton. Baby steps. They're having issues with several things. One is the type of roof that they want to go back with. There's some issues with clearances with the existing steel, with the roof that's there. They're on their third submittal of a type of material that they want to use to do this roof and also to do the coating of the structural steel on the building. Looks like a good product, but we need our architect to review it and approve it. And he is somewhere in Sicily right now, so we'll have to wait for him to get back. Did y'all cross?
No, we did not.
Y'all didn't cross. So anyway, we feel confident they're going to get it done. All right, we're just trying to work out the details of how they're going to do it. South Lafourche High School Chair ROTC. This is in FEMA's court. Has been. It's in CRC. I'm finding out more and more about FEMA these days. You think you would know it all by now, but we don't know where it is in CRC, right? FEMA doesn't give you visibility on that. They tell you what department it's in, but they don't tell you who's looking at it, when it's going to be done, when it's going to be completed. We have on a schedule to start this work in, Chair ROTC?
Beginning May 15th, I think it was like in October.
Okay. So we're hoping by that time we have some kind of finalization from FEMA before, obviously, we can start the work. But Daniel's moving along with the design process concurrent with FEMA review. So it's a wait and see. Press boxes. No good news.
I didn't think so.
I'll give you some good news, a glimmer of good news. The concession stand for the girls softball field at South Lafourche High School, that is moving out of CRC. Okay, they agreed to the number, which was 33,000. It went up to 35,000. I guess they gave us $2 extra thousand because of pain and suffering. I don't know, but it's 35,000. Okay, it's moving out of CRC. Now it goes to EHP. They've been moving pretty quick. We feel better now that it's in EHP's court because they have to approve it because we are doing some ground disturbing, putting in a sewer line, putting in a concrete pad, etc. The press boxes themselves are not one of their critical projects. So I'm not gonna go into it, but I think we all know FEMA's in chaos right now, like a lot of departments are within the federal government. Short staff, funding issues. They have set up in our district or our region 10 priority projects that they're putting on top of everything else. For us, it's 3 of them. It's St. Charles, Middle Middle, and Bayou Buff. We collectively felt like those were the priority projects. The press boxes aren't, but they're going to be next, right? So we have to get through these 3 big projects. Good news is St. Charles Elementary, they're about done with that one. We didn't get the final numbers yet officially, but they look pretty good. The other 2 are going to be coming hopefully shortly. And then after that, we'll pick up, the other stragglers like the press boxes.
Mr. Bernard, if I may ask, so those 3 priority projects, do they have to be completed before FEMA moves on other projects?
That's what it sounds like. And that's the part that, I'm hearing that we know they're all in CRC. I know I use these acronyms. That's where the project gets reviewed and approved, right? It goes back and forth, but we feel like it's in now CRCs. We gave them everything they need to finish their review. So once these 3 go out, they'll start picking up Cheer and ROTC, which is sitting there. I mentioned that. And the press boxes are the next one. We're going to have more coming, South Lafourche High School HVAC, and then we're going to also have Bayou Blue Elementary Building 500. But those aren't there yet, so that's good. They'll get these others knocked out first before that. Can't give you dates. There's no way of knowing any dates.
To clarify, the construction completion is not what we have to wait on. It's the process.
That is correct. On some
So we
of
don't have
them.
to wait until February 2027 for Golden Meadow Middle School to be done for the press boxes to be done.
No, that is correct. No, it's totally not dependent on construction. And also, we also know that we can move on these others as far as construction is concerned, like Bayou Buff, right? We got the approvals we need so far to move on those. Same thing with Golden Middle on the surcharge and the demolition. It's just the funding part for those. But they have to, we want them to approve the funding and look at all of that, get that done so we know what that is. And to them, it's a big project, right? They'd rather knock out the big ones. It seems like it'd be the other way around, but they want to work on the priority big dollar projects first, knock those out, and then take care of the others after.
Well, I can understand I want to get the kids in school. I can understand that.
Yeah, and that's obviously the reason why they were picked as the priority projects, right? Still optimistic that by next school year, I'm on record saying this, that we're going to have, or we'll have started those press boxes before before that time. So that's just the feedback I'm getting, right? Okay. All right, Mansard roof. This is a whole different thing, but this is Central Lafourche High School. You know about this one. That's a Mansard roof that we're looking at. We found the asbestos panels. We have to deal with those separately. We're meeting with the architect next Wednesday. Tomorrow. Okay. All right, so tomorrow. Andy's back, but it was coming back next week.
Or I'm a week ahead. You might be right.
Won't be the first time. But anyway, we're going to meet with him and we're going to come up with a plan for that Mansard roof at Central Lafourche High School. I mentioned Bayou Blue Building 500. We're trying to get FEMA here next week to do a site inspection. We don't know the outcome of this one. We're trying to get this covered under IDA project, but this is going to be 50-50 with whatever they come up with on that one. Okay, and then finally the schedule. No real updates. We looked at this before. You can track it with the red vertical line. If the project is on schedule, the gray should meet the red vertical line. And if it doesn't, then it shows you it's behind. And obviously the top 3, that's our Cotton and Hubs projects that are behind schedule. Trying to get those knocked out and get these taken off, but in due time. Okay.
Any questions for Mr. Benoit?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to new business. To receive a report from lead accountant Shasta Shasso in reference to two ongoing project budgets.
Yes, for our 2017 bond, we have the total referendum of 19.8 million. The total budgets for these projects are 19.8 million. Actual spent to date with encumbrances total 17.9 million. The 2021 bond has a total referendum of 52.9 million. The total budgets for these projects are 50.9 million. Actual spent to date with encumbrances total 41.4 million.
Any questions for Ms. Chasson? Right, thank you, Ms. Chasson. Consider naming the field at the intersection of Cardinal Drive and East 7th Street in Thibodeau in honor of the late Mr. Luke Ford. I will move on that.
And I will second it.
Ms. Sherry.
The recommended action is to name the field at the intersection of Cardinal Drive and East 7th Street in Thibodeau to Luke Ford Jr. Field.
Any public comment? As for the board, I will tell you, I've always considered Mr. Luke Ford an icon in this area, and he deserves that type of recognition. Ms. Petito.
Yes, and he affected and worked in both the public school system, and he also worked in the Catholic school system, and he's been very, very active in the communities with the Lions Club and many other projects that he served on, and Nichols Alumni
He was a
Board.
fixture in many athletic events on both sides, private and public.
Right.
We'll vote. The motion carries. And to consider modifications to the leased property at the intersection of Cardinal Drive and East 7th Street in Thibodeau. I don't know much about this, but we got to talk about it, so I'll move on that.
Second.
Ms. Petito?
Yes, the recommended action from a request from E.B. White is to approve placing 2 concrete pads and adding a 4-foot black aluminum fence around the leased property at the intersection of Cardinal Drive and East 7th Street in Thibodeau.
Mr. Chairman, we do have Mr. Tim Robichaud here to speak on it. I believe we have some pictures to show you.
Mr. Robichaud, please.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Tim Robichaud, Thibodeau. Yes, we would like to start using this property next school year. And as I said when we were talking about the leasing of the property, we would like to use it particularly for our track events, which would be a discus throw and a shot put, and the javelin, of course. And the javelin doesn't need any type of runway, so that wouldn't be necessary. We'd also like to use the field, the middle part of the field, as a practice field for our 8th grade football team and for our boys and girls soccer before, as it crosses over football season. We have to go to Nichols or to the park. We would like to use it that way. The reason why the fence, I'm requesting the fence is, first of all, I think it would beautify the property, and it would also protect it because you probably have seen that people just take it upon themselves to park there whenever they feel like it. And of course, if we were going to use it as some sort of a field for football or soccer, we would need to not have ruts and whatnot. So that's what we're proposing. I would like to, with your approval, it's be a 4-foot decorative aluminum fence around it with 2 gates for access for, grass cutting and things like that. I really would like to move with that this summer. Do those projects this summer so that we could use it for next school year. Of course, this would be at the cost of E.B. White. And of course, per the contract, if the lease was to end, we would have to remove the concrete pads and the fencing. The concrete pad for the discus is probably about 20 by 20 feet, and then of course the one for the shot put is maybe 10 foot by 10 foot. It's not a very big area.
The trees would not be disturbed?
No, no, I would request if we could have, at our cost as well, cutting back the trees, they probably do need some trimming. You know, of course, make them look better, but we don't actually need to cut back the trees. It will not be affected, it won't affect the discus or the shot put, but I would like to have the trees to make them look nicer, trimmed by a reputable, obviously, like Flores, someone like that.
In the existing contract, amenable to the board, we can make minor adjustments.
And I will tell you, Mr. Robichaud, I have a fence similar to that in my backyard, and it disappears. It's black, and you really, after a while, you really don't notice it. It's really, it's not
Right.
annoying. So you might have cars running through.
And I am the one, it's not a great picture, but this would be a rendering of some signage that we would like to put at the field as well. It was my idea actually to do the Luke Ford Jr. I knew him well, but he also was he coached he went to Thibodeau College and he coached there. He actually coached 1 year before Thibodeau Central Catholic before it was named E.B. White. And of course, I don't have to tell you what he did for the Brooks Parish School Board. And Johnny Ford, his son, tells me that his first job was at East Thibodeau right there. So we would like to do some signage. That's what I wanted to ask. The diagram that I did show you for the fence has the fence coming all the way to the corner. Because of that oak tree right there, it probably would not be easy to make that happen. What I would like to do is cut the fence across the back part of that oak tree, which again, I can resend that to you if you would like. Again, the fence is more or less just to keep cars out.
Okay, any other questions for Mr. Robichaud? If not, let's vote, please. Oh, I'm sorry.
We didn't get public comment discussion.
Oh, I apologize. Any public comment? Any other board comment? Let's vote. Motion carries. And one final comment on Luke Ford. Every time Ray Bernard and I played against him in Woods, it always beats by 1 or 2 strokes. Always. Always. Motion adjourned.